actually received cease and desist letters and now officially is being sued.
Let's thank the sponsor of our channel in today's video, List Perfectly, the best and fastest cross-listing tool for resellers. They'll help you get your inventory in front of 12 platforms in just minutes, including eBay, Etsy, Poshmark, Shopify, Mercari, Facebook Marketplace, and many others. Thank List Perfectly for the time and effort they've put into bringing you this amazing tool. Save 30% on your first month or upgrading a month with List Perfectly using discount code ROCKSTARLP. I'll put it down in the description box. They do an amazing job. They have an amazing team, and we want to thank List Perfectly for being a sponsor of the Rockstarflipper YouTube channel.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It is Tuesday, August 23rd, 2022, and I received a message/email from a viewer of mine regarding a product that you should be very careful about. Now, I had received a message a while back regarding this product, and the message was very vague and it didn't really have a lot of information. Well, this other viewer of mine actually received cease and desist letters and now officially is being sued. The product is by a company that we all pretty much should know of. It's Gillette. They make razors, shaving cream, all kinds of products, the replacement blades for all of your razors. Gillette, of course, a huge billion-dollar company, and the letter she received was a lawsuit. I will put the screenshot up here. I have blacked out the private information, the names and all that, because I don't want to share that. But I wanted everyone to know that this particular person is just somebody who is a smaller seller who sells items from box lots and different things, liquidation lots that they buy, not from my website. Where they purchase this merchandise is a totally other company. It is a pretty well-known company, but I don't want to call it out because it's not their fault. But they basically just sell boxes and pallets, liquidation pallets of like CVS and Walgreens and Rite Aid and stuff like that. And so the Gillette razors and razor replacements sometimes do come up on these pallets. You'll get them and it's no big deal. You get a box of them, you put them up for sale for 20 bucks, you sell them and you move on, right? Apparently not. Gillette is basically doing what I have pointed out that a lot of companies do in these videos, rightfully or wrongly. They claim trademark infringement against, if you read this lawsuit, again, I'll put screenshots up here that you can pause the video and read or screenshot it yourself and zoom up on it later. But essentially they claim trademark infringement. And the first thing they try to do is say, oh, you're selling products that we don't believe are authentic. Now, I don't know whether Gillette does this or not, but a lot of companies will actually buy products from you and bring it in. Like they'll buy from a zero feedback store or an account you don't recognize. They'll buy the product, they'll get it shipped to themselves, they'll check it out, and if they find out that it's not authentic, they will sue you. They will file trademark infringement, or they will very least have eBay take you down and Vero strike you. And if you're selling inauthentic goods, it's your job as a seller, it is your responsibility to know if your items are authentic or not. Now, I don't know which process Gillette uses, whether they're actually buying stuff or they're just flagging stuff because there's somebody on their internet team scrolled through and saw it. I don't know. But what I do know is that as soon as they file a trademark infringement, eBay is required pretty much always by law to take those listings down and Vero strike you. And it's rare that eBay will not, or any platform for that matter, will not cooperate with a trademark infringement cease and desist or a Vero takedown or a lawsuit. It's like they can be subpoenaed to like appear in court, right? So they have to do their due diligence. This dates all the way back to the early 2000s when there was a big influx of like fake Coach purses and fake Louis Vuittons and all that stuff was going on, and eBay had to find a way to shut it down because they were going to become liable at the time under the laws. A lot of French companies and European companies that own Louis Vuitton and Chanel and all those type of things, they were going to come after eBay for facilitating the sale of fraudulent, fake, inauthentic goods. Like eBay didn't want to be on the hook liably, and I completely understand that. So they had to come up with a method, and that's kind of how the Vero program started and how it got to where it is today. Now, do incorrect Veros get taken down? Yeah, all the time. Like people get Vero strikes on items that are just ridiculous. Now, I've also had a notification recently on remote controls. Now, I don't sell, when I sell bulk remote control boxes, like the boxes I sell down in the description box, where you can buy 100 remotes from me to stock your store, I tend not to put cable remotes in those at all, or if very, very few. I'm talking about Time Warner, Charter, Cavalier, Comcast, Bright House, Spectrum, all those types, Verizon Fios, all those type of remotes. When you open boxes that I sell, you will not find almost any of those. There might be one or two that come through or slip through, or that I just think are good remotes to sell. But all of those remotes are a lot of them can become Vero. And in fact, somebody emailed me this morning also about Charter Communications, which is Time Warner. Don't list Time Warner or Charter Communication remotes. I actually throw all of those into my recycling bin. They get recycled and scrapped because they don't want you reselling their remotes. They will do trademark infringement, even if it's a legitimate remote, because they basically say that you don't have the right to resell that product. It's not a first sale doctrine. You didn't buy it. You don't own it. They own it. And in, like their cable boxes, that's kind of correct. So you don't have the right to sell that. Now, Roku, on the other hand, I've heard good and bad that some people are allowed to sell it and some people have had issues. I have never had an issue with it, but I am warning you that Roku does take things down, which I don't like, because you do own a Roku. If I go to Walmart right now and I buy a Roku stick, a Roku remote, and a system, and I set it up, which I do own some, and I set it up on my TV, I bought that from Walmart for $40. I own that Roku piece. I own it. It's first sale doctrine. But again, you have to have the money to fight these people if they decide to sue you, and you don't, and it's not worth a $20 remote, right? So just a couple of things to be careful of and cautious of. Now, whenever I put these videos out, I always inevitably get the comment section of how do we know what these products are? Is there a list? What about eBay's Vero list? And the answer, unfortunately and sadly, is no. There is no master list. eBay's Vero list, sorry eBay if you're watching this, is pretty much worthless. So the companies that appear on eBay's Vero list generally don't mess with you. They're all like Abercrombie, American Eagle, Harley Davidson. They have rules, and the main rule is always don't sell fake goods. Don't sell knockoff Harley or knockoff, Abercrombie or whatever. But beyond that, all of the companies that tend to pop up throwing out Veros everywhere aren't on that list. There are a couple, but like the as seen on TV tends to be sometimes a problem. But all the companies that are major headaches that I name are not on that Vero list. And all the companies that are on the Vero list are generally good. Like, they're not a problem. So I'm talking about the Rosetta Stones, and I'm talking about the Blue Parrot headphones, and I'm talking about anything with like Velcro. We know that Velcro and onesies, like Gerber onesies, like that sort of stuff just doesn't pop up. So there's no master list. It's impossible to know. I try to keep you guys updated on this channel of stuff not to sell. Now you know not to mess with Roku, Charter Communications, Time Warner, or really any cable remotes or cable boxes. You know not to mess with Gillette. You know not to mess with Rosetta Stone. Don't use the word Velcro in any of your listings. Don't use the word onesie in any of your listings. Blue Parrot headphones, Wallet Ninja's not a good one. At home, or as seen on TV, at home, whatever, I haven't had a problem with it. I know a lot of people have. Water filters, like the ones you use in your refrigerators like that, they're kind of bad. I wouldn't do that. And some of the ink companies like HP, Toners, Ink, sometimes I've heard of people getting those taken down, so I don't ever mess with those few products. Look, there's tons of products. You don't need to sell the 10 that I just named. There's 10 products, right? You don't need to sell that stuff. If they're going to give us a hard time, like, so be it. Don't do business with them. Don't sell their products, right? Don't do business with them. Don't do whatever it is you choose to do. There's ways for you to express that. I'm not telling you not to. I'm just telling you that if you chose not to, that would be one of your ways to sort of like protest. But anyways, those are the products. Just stay clear of those. There's more. I'm sure some of you will remind me of my list down in the comment section. I can't remember right now, but those are the ones I want to make everyone aware of, that Gillette has actually filed a lawsuit against a reseller who's very small and simply just got some off of a liquidation pallet and sold it. What she's going to do, I don't know, because now once you get past the cease and desist part of the legal process, you have to hire a lawyer. Like, you can represent yourself pro se. I mean, it's never smart against a multi-billion-dollar company that's going to push the issue. You're in big trouble. If you're sued by somebody small, like, you can just fight it yourself pro se. You can hire a lawyer for a couple $1,000 if you want to spend that kind of money to fight over a $20 razor set. This is what I always talk about, guys. It's always too much money to get involved in lawsuits unless it's really worth your time and effort. In most cases, it's not worth your time and effort. And the bigger people are just going to either crush you, or they're going to pay to make you go away and make you stop. Or there's just so many things that it's just not worth going to pay a lawyer $5,000 or $10,000 or $20,000 or whatever it ends up costing you, right? So with that said, just be cautious, be careful, use this video as a reference. Don't sell that stuff. I wouldn't sell that stuff. And if you buy remotes from me, if you buy bulk boxes from down there, I assure you, you will not get Time Warner remotes. You will not get Charter Communication remotes. You will not get any kind of like Cavalier, Comcast, anything like that. I think Rokus are okay. Sometimes there'll be Rokus in there. I think Cisco remotes are okay. I'll put the good ones in there, but otherwise I won't put any of the other cable remotes. So that'll be linked below. And if there's any questions, comments, or concerns, or if the young lady who was sued and named in this lawsuit watches this video, feel free to comment or email me again, rockstarflipper@gmail.com. And I'll update it as it goes along. I asked her to update me about the case as it goes along, so I'll have an update video at some point. These things take months and months. Anyways, have a good rest of your Tuesday, and I'll see you guys again tomorrow on Wednesday.